Good morning from Longboat Key. It's sunrise here, and I want to share with you a touch of mobility, the glenohumeral car for your shoulder mobility and strength. So let's get this started, and I will say this one takes time and practice to learn it well. So don't despair if it's not going super well the first time. Finding a great standing line, you're going to feel a good core brace, a great tail tuck, and send your arm back as high and straight near your ear as possible. From here, turn your arm bone. Internal rotation would be your palm facing outwards. Begin circling the arm up and back. As it's going up and back, you're trying to imagine reaching behind yourself, like there's a shelf behind your head that you're reaching towards. At every moment, you're trying to depress your left scapula here, slowly causing rotation, more internal rotation as the arm is reaching back. I'm turning to show you different views of this, but obviously you would just stay still. You can do this in a standing posture. You can do this in half kneeling or kneeling on the ground. And at every moment, you're trying to turn on more tricep, get some bicep stretch. And internally, again, spinning your arm bone from the top of the shoulder joint, from the glenohumeral joint, from that shoulder socket. As the arm is going back, it's going pressing up and back. So it's not falling down too far. It's pressing up and back with a very straight arm. And then once you've met your final position there, you want to feel like your lats turn on. So you might even touch with your opposite hand and reach into the left lat engagement here. Can you feel more tricep? And then externally rotate the arm bone and begin the journey back up. So now the palm is facing outward, your thumb is upward, your shoulders need to remain square to whatever direction you're facing. Arm reaching back smoothly and slowly. Pretend, you can imagine that you're carrying a heavy weight in this hand, even though it's simply your body weight. Can your core brace? Can your glutes turn on? Can you feel your ribs drawing down towards the pelvis? And again, at every moment, you're reaching back behind yourself more as you're spinning the arm bone now to external rotation, now to the palm going upward. And eventually, once we get it up by our head, that palm will be facing inwards. Taking your time, maybe screw driving your heels into the ground, depressing the shoulders, again, creating a long space from ear to shoulder, and let that relax. Your arm should be tired from doing this. You should have activated everything around your arm. Your lats should be a bit tired from doing this. You might feel pec stretch. You might feel things into your upper traps. All of those are great things. I'll show you side two as well. This is my challenging side. I've had many shoulder dislocations. My mobility is not great. I've even recently took a private lesson and spent 30 minutes on this single arm doing this shoulder glenohumeral car. So here we are, side two. Arm is up, finding a great standing line. So you're not too far forward or backward, or you're welcome to be on the ground, half kneeling. Turning the arm bone, palm outward. This is actually internal rotation for the arm in this position. Arm reaching up, reaching back. The palm begins facing downward. We keep imagining getting the arm further back as though towards a shelf behind our head. The arm continues to spin. The shoulder continues to depress. We want to find that lat awareness. And if you're standing, notice if you started to back bend, if you started to arch, you may have lost your core bracing. We want to find those right obliques in a very strong fashion. As the arm is reaching low, I could see my shoulder sneak up. I know the same might be happening to some of you. As the arm is reaching low, it's pressing backward. So I start to feel increase in the tricep. And this being my challenging side, I also feel a lot of the bicep stretch, oftentimes. Forearm, even my forearm is feeling work here. So it all depends on what parts are tight for you, what's weak for you, where you're able to engage more, just intrinsically building the tension. Here we go. We've reached our end point. We're going to externally rotate. So from the top of the arm bone, from the top of the humerus, we're spinning the arm bone to palm facing outwards. Shoulders depressing. Arm begins reaching back. taking its journey back and up. Notice parts that keep sneaking in that we don't necessarily want, but find it's like a checklist of things you're doing. Oh my goodness, the birds are laughing at me. Squeezing on obliques, squeezing on glutes. Keep your arms super straight. It's spinning with every millimeter of lifting your arm. The arm bone is spinning in the socket so that when we wind up, back up at the top, the palm is facing inwards. The arm is back as high by your head as possible, probably further than mine, I hope. And gently relax out of that tension. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Kimber Domke, Mindful Food and Fitness Coach, and this was a glenohumeral car, great for working through all of the muscles surrounding your shoulder joint, one of the more unstable joints of the body, so it's an important one to find range of motion in combination with a solid supportive strength. Take care. Hello and welcome. I'm Kimber Domke, Mindful Food and Fitness Coach. We're going to go through a scapular car for mobility and strength around your shoulder joint. Now you can do this in any position you like, any quality position, but we're going to show it in a half kneeling posture, just so we're getting a double whammy of our hip flexor stretch. So half kneeling, you want to feel your heel directly under your knee directly under your hip, arms straight out in front. Pretend that you're holding like a 25-pound plate weight on your forearms. This is the level of strength and engagement we want, even though it's just small body weight movements and building the tension of our body. So here we go. Arms outstretched in front, tail tucked, so we're getting that right oblique, right glute on. Shoulder blades move down and backwards. Shoulder blades move up and backwards as high as you can, right by your ears. Squeeze them up super high. Shoulder blades slide forward, slide up. Keep them high, move them forwards, and slide them forwards and down. We'll do that one more time. Trying to get an even better right hip flexor stretch. Shoulder blades down and back. Back and up, keeping your arms straight. Don't let your spine alter. Shoulder blades up and forward. Protract and elevate. Scapula. Depress, protract scapula. Okay, we'll show the reverse. And actually, that was my challenging arm side. So I bet there were moments there where I probably lost tension in the arm. And that's what we're trying to avoid. We're trying to notice anytime when our body gives up the tension, how can we reclaim it back quickly? And as we're sustaining the tension, how can we build it to increase the engagement of every muscle fiber firing? Here we go, side two. Arms outstretched. Shoulders protract, depress. Protract, elevate. Squeeze them up high as they come forward. Elevate, retract. Squeeze them up. Do not lose the tension. Down and back. Forwards and down. Forwards and up. Really high, really high. Up and back. Even higher. Down and back. One more. Why not? Forward and down. Lats working here. Upper traps stretching. Mid-back stretching. Protract, elevate. Your lats engage. You want to squeeze on. Sorry, your traps, upper traps engage. You want to squeeze on your upper traps and create a lat stretch. Latissimus dorsi stretching if you elevate enough. Up and back. That's the trickiest one. I know my neck wants to adjust. Down and back. And that was your scapular car. Thank you so much for watching. Have an amazing day.